I'm Mary.
And hi, I'm Keith. And this is Lily.
Together we moved onto Good Heart Acres, our property located in the high desert of southern Colorado, just outside of a small town called Wilsonburg.
We now live in a camper as we begin to homestead this 40-acre tract and begin to prepare for and build our unconventional housing. Welcome to our good adventure. Glad you are here.
So the Chollas are in bloom, and this is what they look like. They are beautiful. And they look like, to me they look similar to a rose. That's what it looks like from a distance.
Hello everybody. We're getting ready to build this shed that I think we talked about briefly before. We're building a shed for the nature's generator that is going to be our solar power for both the camper right now and the eventually we'll go into our alternative housing, unconventional home. And so today what we're going is we're just getting things ready. I'll take this outside and show you where we're putting it, I think, in a minute. But before I start the tractor, I wanted to speak with you because otherwise all you hear is a tractor. So it was mentioned that it looked like we were putting it in the same place it was flooded. And that's a good eye, except that it's off to the side of where it flooded. And we're going to use the dirt that we have to scrape off to level it because it's a little bit on a hill, and we're going to level that off so we can get it in there, and we'll take some of that dirt and put it where it flooded, and then eventually we will put drainage there, whether it be a ditch. I think it's just going to be a ditch of sorts to drain where that flooded before, so it won't hopefully won't re-flood there. But we have time for that. That's not going to get done today. In order to do that, we have to pull a camper out and do some other work, and then back the camper back in order to get the tractor where it has to be to do that job. So today all we're doing is leveling out and getting ready to build this, and then we'll be starting to build it within the next few days, and we'll keep you we'll be filming that, we'll be videoing that so you can see what we're doing. Today's tractor work. And then if I get far enough along, we're going to put some pavers underneath where this thing is going so it's not sitting directly on the ground. And if I can get started on that today, I will. And we'll go from there. So I'm going to real quickly just show you outside where we're putting this and why we're doing it and the direction we're doing it. So hang tight. This is where it flooded. And you can see you can see where it flooded there. You can see it over here. So what we're doing is we're putting it over here. And this is a little higher ground, and it's directly behind the containers, and we've got some posts out just marking where we think it's going to go, so I have an idea where I'm going. It's because those are got to be pulled out. So, but we have to scrape it away from these wires. These wires we can't be running over anything. So we're going to be scraping it away from these wires. And then we'll have to bring the tractor around and dump it where we want to, and then spread it out, because I don't want to be picking up all those wires. Because that's our current solar system and our internet system that we are working with now. So yeah, we're gonna attempt this and see how it goes.
Getting that dirt right there, and he's going to go fill in that hole. Okay, what you doing?
Getting a rough guesstimate of how big where the shed's going. Just rough. It's not going to be square, but it's going to be rough. I'll be square when we're done, but the 4 stakes here.
Yes.
That's the size of our shed, 8 by 10. Almost looks square, but it really isn't. It's 8 by 10. Not real big, but it's going to be made into a garden shed for garden tools when we're done. It doesn't need to be real big. So, Mary, so which way do you want the door? Do you want it on this side or this side?
All right, I'd like to have the door on this side.
Okay, well that's what I thought, but Because it'd be easier to get the tractor up here to haul stuff up if we need to, with a generator or whatever.
This side,
And,
right here. Yeah.
and like you were saying, like you were, if you walk out that door from the camper, you're on the same side as the. It's not real squared up to the camper, but I don't really care.
Yeah, there's the door to the camper. Here's the path.
I'm gonna put the door on this side. I gotta get rid of this dirt, but I gotta level this out first. So that's why I left that dirt there, so I could shovel it in here. I'm not done tamping yet. I wanted to see how far I had to tamp first. Okay. So we dug too much out when we did this, but we did that sort of on purpose, but not really. We had to break up the dirt in order to level it. So we gotta do some more digging, put some more dirt back in just to level off where we're putting it. And we're gonna put these pavers underneath. Not sure yet about the third paver, but right now it is being used to level both the other two together, since we only have 4-foot levels. So we're just throwing some dirt out here. We'll spread it out here in a minute and see what happens.
About the chollas before, and they're in bloom, and so I thought I would show you what we have going on here on our property and in the surrounding areas as well. Let's take this is our well, let me just pan a little bit so you can get some perspective here. We still have some junk out. We're in the process of trying to put this stuff together, but anyway, that's us. Driveway, trailers, land. We were discussing whether we thought this was the front yard or the backyard this morning. Anyway, in our yard, we have chollas right here. Look at this one right here. They look like roses to me. A little bit, but when they're closed, like that one. Anyway, we have one there. This one over here. They're really beautiful. The dog and I are going on a walk this morning. We walk every day, or close to it, pretty close to every day. Oh, look at these. A couple there, a couple there. Now, these plants are everywhere. And the locals told us when they are in bloom, they're really beautiful. They're such a contrast because they look so dangerous and scary. And they are painful. If you run into one of those, they are very painful. You don't want to get close. And yet they have these beautiful, delicate flowers. So, anyway, they're an amazing plant, I think. Wow, there's a bunch of them here. I don't know if how this is coming across on the film or on the camera, but like they're everywhere. Like in this field. On our neighbor's, that's our neighbor's property right there. And then some of it's ours. Anyway, we have one. This is the road. We're on the road right now. And look at this one. This one's got blossoms everywhere. It's a pretty good sized plant too. Very beautiful. Some annoying bugs. Anyway, Lily and I are on our walk this morning up the road. But the interesting thing about this is I think the yellow, I don't know for sure, but I think the yellowish colored little knobby things on there are last year's like seed pod or something that haven't fallen off or something, but it also has this year's blooms on it, so it makes it look very interesting and different. Still on the road. Still, they're just blooming all over the place. I'm not sure what the color looks, fuchsia or something, pink. Beautiful. Love it. Ouch. Oh man, look at that. They're everywhere. Wow. Beautiful. Goodness. This is the road, the county road right here. This is the top of our road. And then across on the other side of this county road is the other people's property. This one. I gotta show you this one. Looks so pretty with that tree behind it. After several days of tedious measuring, leveling, shoveling and pounding dirt, and moving pavers, while enduring bug bites in flying dust in the extreme Colorado heat, this is the final result. We put the orange fence around the area to keep Lily out. I'm not sure if we have mentioned this or not so far, but Keith has never built a shed before, nor have I, so we are definitely winging this. These are some rough cut boards we received from a friend in a bartering situation, and Keith will explain what we're going to use these boards for.
So here what we're doing is just measuring the wood. These came in these 4x4s, these rough cut 4x4s came in 12-foot lengths, and we only need them in 10-foot lengths. So we're getting ready to cut them into the proper lengths right here. As you can see, I'm just seeing which end is the most square to cut from at this point. So the reason we're using these 4x4s is we're putting 3 runners underneath the shed so that we can be moved if we ever need to move the shed from where it is, where we're building it, to another spot. Because as we've mentioned before, this shed is going to turn into a tool shed after we get done using it for the nature's generator that's powering the camper. Because nature's generator will be possibly transferred into another building for the house, and then this will alleviate our shed. As we've said, we like to build things that can be reused in other capacities. So that's what we're using these 4x4s with, just so we can move this shed whenever it's necessary. Here what I'm doing is cutting these into beveled on each end so that it makes it easier for dragging. I'm using a handsaw simply because we had issues with all our other saws that I tried to use. I wanted to use a chainsaw, it wouldn't work, couldn't get it started. And so I ultimately went to the old-fashioned way of doing it and just using a handsaw. And I'm beveling all 3 of these so that they don't dig into the dirt when you go to drag the shed, if we ever drag the shed.
My job here is to protect the beveled, rough-cut wood from weather and time by treating it. Here is the almost completed product.
So as you know, we broke down with this trailer on the way back from Montana the last time, and I've just sort of decided to fix it right. So I'm putting all new springs on it, all new equalizers, and all the equipment that goes with the springs. We have to get this fixed. I know it might seem like a strange time to stop everything else and fix this, but I can't get the lumber for this shed without having this trailer. So we have to get this fixed before we can get the lumber for the shed. Lily's out here helping me. So I don't know what she's doing, but she thinks she's helping me. And we're going to finish up this trailer and get it ready to go get lumber.
We took a trip to Home Depot in Pueblo to pick up the material for the shed. Keith spent a few hours last evening on the computer making sure we had all the wood we need to build this shed. This is the wood we need to build the shed. Later this day, a storm was threatening to rain on our new lumber. Keith and I were scrambling to get the wood tarped and protected from the rain. Of course, it didn't rain. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, ring the bell, hit the thumbs up, leave comments. See you in the next video.